Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? Here we go. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get going. Intro. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? We got a win tonight. How are we feeling? Victory Sunday. It's Victory Sunday. Hold up. I might need to flip the camera. We're going to work. We're going to just work with what we have. I'm not feeling too hot. I'm feeling great because we won, but the game came at a loss. Michelle says prayers up for E-Man. That's a big loss for this team. That was a bittersweet, tough game for Emmanuel Moseley. Torn ACL. I kind of wasn't happy he was in the game. The Niners were tearing it up at that point. I don't even think he should have been in that game. Get your starters out, and, it is what it is. He was having a Pro Bowl season. Right now, they fear that he has a torn ACL, and that's it kind of takes the wind out of the sails, It kind of like deflates the big win, because that was a huge win. The Niners are rolling, and that was an offensive game where they came to play. And the offense, they scored 37 points. I told you they'd score at least 30. I felt it in my bones that they were going to score at least 30 points. And the offense was rolling, was cruising. The defense, they're going to do their thing every week, and Debo was getting the ball, or Debo wasn't getting the ball. So they figured out ways to get other people the ball. Like Jeff Wilson Jr., 120 yards. Debo finally got a touchdown in the end, But Juwan Jennings was making big plays. Ayuk got a few big catches. Kittle got a few catches here and there. He had the fumble, but they recovered because the defense is so good. Overall, Jimmy played a good game. No mistakes. Game manager, as long as he, plays like he did tonight. I mean, you got to give him his flowers. Jimmy had a good game tonight. Respect to the man. That's what you got to do. Mistake-free ball, and just go out there and be the game manager, So the offense was good. Jeff Wilson Jr., you can't talk about him enough. 120 yards. This guy found the fountain of youth. It's crazy. Jeff Wilson Jr., 2 years of injuries, and now he came back. Elijah Mitchell was injured, and he says, "Screw it, I'm just gonna be the guy," and he's the guy. He's the guy. Jeff Wilson Jr., man, shout out, man, big time runs. And let's talk about Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman, he took you want to talk about fountain of youth? He said, it's like 2019, and 2019, Tevin Coleman, he made a nice catch, the acrobatic catch, dime by Jimmy, by the way, acrobatic catch. And then, not only that, he had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Like Tevin Coleman, it was like 2000. I thought I was watching the 2019 49ers versus Panthers. It was nice to see. The running was great. They called a good game. And again, Tevin Coleman, Jeff Wilson Jr. getting it down on the ground. And that's really what helped the team win. They just ran the ball. They threw it when they needed to. Jimmy got the ball out to some players. Kyle Juszczyk. They're using Kyle Juszczyk weekly, and he makes some big-time catches. There was a nice play to Kittle early in the game where Jimmy just throws a dime to Kittle on the sideline. So, I mean, it was some nice plays there by the offense. They're getting a little bit more under control. They're getting a little bit better. And Juwan Jennings, again, this is a guy that was third down monster. Again, man, it's nice. Nice to see it. So, did E-Man get injured in the last? He got injured in like the last quarter. It was unfortunate. It was like very close to the end of the game. It was a deep pass, and he makes a pass breakup, but he kind of got his leg caught up, and it twisted, and it looks like he tore his ACL. It's unfortunate. Jennifer Lee Chan says she saw him walking off with crutches. So that's tough, man. Fuck it. It sucked. That really sucks. Again, and also Jimmy Ward broke his hand, man. First game back, Jimmy Ward, the captain, came back, and he broke his freaking hand. It's unbelievable. That just sucks. Like, this team always has some crazy injuries, right? It's just the team was doing great. It was a great win, and then you have these injuries. But you got to realize they do have depth. Jason Verrett, he's still on the PUP list. He could come back eventually if he's 100% healthy. I don't think they want to rush him. They have Sam Womack, youngster. I think that they'd rather want to put Womack if Jason Verrett's not 100% healthy. You just don't want to rush a guy. Jimmy Ward came back and, it was a different injury, obviously, but you got to be very careful. And then you got Ambry Thomas, who's still in the mix. Maybe you throw him in there. Deommodore Lenoir, he's been playing the slot, so he's going to still continue to play the slot. You could play Sam Womack outside, or you can move Lenoir to the outside and put Sam Womack in the slot, because Sam Womack has played very good this whole season. So, the Niners do have depth, and that's the good thing about it. But, man, every single week the injuries keep piling up. Do you hear what George Kittle said? George Kittle basically says that he doesn't like that every week he goes to a different team, a different place to play, and there's always different field position conditions, and one turf is different from the other. He's right. Like, you got to make things uniform. Your body's not adjusting to playing to these different types of facilities and all the different grass or turf, and then you have different types of turf. I think Kittle makes a valid point, man. All these teams are just trying to make money, and they put out some crappy stadiums sometimes. So the ground is terrible. I remember the New York game in 2020. Half our team got hurt that game. It was like the ugly turf field. I mean, Mostert got hurt. Bosa got hurt. Solomon Thomas got hurt. A lot of Arik Armstead was hurt that day. Like, that was an ugly game. And this turf, man, it just ruins the league, man. Because it's not just the Niners. A lot of players get hurt, but the Niners get hurt at a high rate, and it just sucks, So it sucks. Kittle is right. I agree with it. Wes Palmer says Bosa is a groin. Should be back soon. Yeah, they're gonna do some more testing. I think it was more precautionary. They kept him out a little bit because it was, they didn't want to rush it. They didn't want him to get hurt in this game. Maybe he could have came back, but a groin can be a little tricky. George Kittle missed a few weeks with the groin injury. So the thing with that is they got to be safe. They have Atlanta. I'm not saying it's an easy game. I'm not saying that we're going to go out there and dominate Atlanta, but you could probably get away without playing Nick Bosa. Maybe you give him a week, because after Atlanta, it's the Chiefs game. You want to make sure Nick Bosa is healthy for the Chiefs game. You know what I mean? So I hope he's not out too long, maybe 2 weeks. They rested him tonight, and that was smart. We cannot afford to let Nick Bosa get hurt. Mario, so what's the latest on Kinlaw and Armstead? They're going to miss at least another week. Armstead has 2 foot injuries, and that's pretty significant. One of them was the plantar fasciitis. Then he hurt the other foot last week playing, because he was probably putting too much pressure on that foot. Kyle Shanahan's not sure if he's going to put him on the injury reserve, but he's going to at least miss this next game. Kinlaw's going to at least miss this next game. He's got knee issues. He irritated that knee that he got the ACL recovery on. So it's unfortunate right now. But the Niners have depth. Hassan Ridgeway has played good, and so has Kevin Givens in the inside. Charles Omenihu playing great. Kerry Hyder good. Drake Jackson, shout out Drake Jackson, played good. He got his second career sack today. I like what I see out of this defense. Of course, the defense is great. Talanoa Hufanga looked good today. He was kind of beating himself up after the game. He says, I could play better. I missed a couple tackles. He said, I missed 4 tackles, and the touchdown was on me, and he took the credit for that. Talanoa is a humble man. And then they played this little feature where they show a little breakdown between him and Troy Polamalu. I know we keep saying it, but man, they showed a little side by side. It looked completely the same. It's crazy. But yeah, man, it still sucks though, because we did lose Moseley. Hufanga kind of gave out a shout out to Moseley, says he's an incredible man and all that stuff. He kind of showed him his respect. But it did suck to see Moseley go down. Again, I got to keep bringing up Moseley because I just feel bad for the guy. He was having an incredible season, Pro Bowl season, off the charts. Him and Ward, Charvarius Ward, have been playing great. I'll talk about Ward in a minute, but man, that duo has been so good. Now I know we have depth, but the guy Emmanuel Moseley was playing just at another level right now. He was having a Pro Bowl year. He was in a contract season, and now he might have torn his ACL, and it's just you feel bad for the guy. Because he is a good dude, and he's so underrated. Emmanuel Moseley doesn't get enough credit. He never does, and now he may never get enough credit now because we don't know how he's going to be after this knee injury. I hope he comes back next year, but it just sucks, If anything, the Niners do have guys that have been battled through adversity, Nick Bosa, Jimmy Ward, Jason Verrett, and they can help him out get through this. But, it's just an unfortunate injury. It sucks, man. It sucks, but that's the game, and you got to move on and next man up. And again, the Niners do have great depth. I want to talk about a guy named Charvarius Ward, though, man. Mooney Ward. Let's talk about Mooney Ward because this was the real MVP tonight. Charvarius Ward, was just pure collapse. He allowed one pass, and everything else, it was like PBU, PBU. He had 4 pass breakups. That's crazy. And the thing about Charvarius Ward is he's man-to-man coverage, and when he gets the PBU, it's like sometimes you expect it like a pass interference. It's pure technique. Every time he goes out there, he gets a pass breakup, and there's no PI because it's pure pass breakup, all ball. Mooney is money. He's earning every penny. It's just amazing what he's doing right now. Mooney Ward is just absolutely playing on a high level. This guy is our best cornerback. So I know we lost Moseley. Now Charvarius Ward is going to be challenged a lot more. And if they challenge him, he's going to make him pay because he's so good in man coverage. I can't talk about Charvarius Ward enough, man. I love that guy. He was my favorite offseason signing, and he's just balling. He's just balling, you know? My man Locksmith said he's locked down. He is locked down. He's locked down, man. Yo, Lock, if you want to get in later, let me know. We can get you in here. But he's CB1, you know? He's absolutely incredible, man. The guy just, every time. Robbie Anderson. Remember I said he's probably going to play Robbie Anderson and more? It didn't matter who they put on him, but they try to throw those deep passes to Robbie Anderson. And Mooney says, no. And, after the game, he did talk to reporters, and he says, I hope they keep throwing my way. Because he goes, eventually those are going to turn into interceptions. Hey, as long as he's playing sticky coverage and not letting them, make a big play, I'm down with it. But he's right. Eventually, those are going to turn into interceptions. They're going to turn into interceptions, right? Oh, man. We'll have to get you in some other time, Teal. I'm going to just do a quick live tonight. I'm really not feeling too good. So I'm just going to try to keep it as short as I can, talk about all the players as much as I can, and then get through this live. Dre Greenlaw, he's playing at an incredible level. Christy Marie, he is absolutely crazy. Greenlaw, ever since he signed that contract extension, has just flat out played so good. I mean, the first week he was playing good. He just made some mistakes. He made some penalties, and he cleaned it up. And he got that contract extension, and he's been playing so good, man. It's crazy. Who else was good tonight? Drop some comments in there. Yeah, appreciate you, Slasher. I'll feel better soon. I don't know, out of it. But it was a good day, good game, good win. It's always nice when the team wins, right? It always makes you feel a little better. No matter what goes on, you feel good after a dub, right? What kicker do we sign with Robbie Gold out, Ryan? I don't know any kickers out there right now. So we'll find out tomorrow. I'm sure they're going to test out some kickers. They'll bring them in for some workouts or whatever the case is. They'll sign somebody. I don't know who's available. I just hope they don't get anybody bad because they are going to need a kicker for a few weeks until Robbie Gold comes back. He has a knee contusion. That could be a few weeks. And Robbie Gold, you can't be having a bad knee if you're going out there kicking those field goals. We need him clutch. We need him healthy because down the stretch, we're going to need a healthy Robbie Gold. Rodrigo Blankenship, I don't know about that. I don't know about Rodrigo. Didn't he screw the pooch out there in Indianapolis? He was very bad. I don't know if I want Rodrigo. I mean, he's a cool-looking dude, but I don't want Rodrigo. Does Ambry Thomas still got that dog in him? I don't know. We'll see. Because, again, now it's going to be a battle of who's going to step up for Emmanuel Moseley. Ambry Thomas is there. He's competing. I'm sure he's going to get a chance to prove himself in practice. And, again, Jason Verrett, is he going to be healthy enough? If Jason Verrett is healthy and they feel he's, good to go, they're going to throw him out there. But that's a tough spot. Outside corner, CB2, he's going to get challenged a lot. And he has to be 100% healthy. So that's the only thing I worry about with Jason Verrett, all right? Eric says, Debo kicking field goals. He might as well, right? Debo does it all. Wes Palmer says, Kittle coming back from a groin injury. Yeah, you could see that. It takes a little time to get 100%. So that's why I'm thinking that Bosa misses at least 2 weeks from that groin. Even if it's very minor, you have to make sure he's 100% because you're going to slow down a little bit. You saw me clowning Jake. Yeah, man, that was shambles for the Packers. Lenore balling out. Lenore's played good. He stepped up. This whole defense, it's just crazy, man. The defense is so good. I can't tell you how good this defense is. And now y'all see it. D'Amico Ryans, man. Shout out to D'Amico Ryans. You see D'Amico Ryans tonight when he was hyped up, going crazy after the pick six. Like he was like, yo, baby, after Manny Moseley gets that pick six. That was the vibe of everybody in that likes the Niners, right? That was everybody's vibe. I mean, Emmanuel Moseley, big time pick six. D'Amico fucking hyped out of his mind. This guy's going to be a head coach next year, and I'm sick of it because he's not going to be on the Niners, and he's such a good defensive coordinator. I love D'Amico, man. He's going to be a head coach, and he's going to be a great head coach. The energy he brings, the vibe he brings, just like he's such a good teacher to these guys. That swarm defense, God, D'Amico's great, man. D'Amico is great. It's going to be, yeah, Nia says it's going to hurt when we lose. It's going to hurt. It's going to be tough to lose him, man. West says, I think this defense is better than the team that was in our last Super Bowl. I think so, too. Honestly, this defense is better because the secondary is just even so insane. The linebackers, all of them, the D-line. Like, they're just playing at a high level. And no disrespect to that 2019 defense because that was so good, too. But I just feel like you're right. Some of those younger guys are now veterans. You know, like Drake Greenlaw was a young rookie. Now he's a veteran. You know? I just, man. Fred Warner's playing his best football of his career right now. This defense is so good. And Talanoa, Hufanga, we found a star. We found a star, fifth-round star. Fifth-round picks in the 49ers, man. God, 3 bands says, oh, you know what? I got to get to this guy. Thoughts on Aaron Banks. Shout out to Aaron Banks. We need to talk about Aaron Banks. Let's give Aaron Banks a bouquet of flowers. We need to give Aaron Banks his flowers because he played great tonight. He did. He really did. You know that touchdown, that one of those running touchdowns, I think it was a Tevin Coleman special. No, it was a Jeff Wilson touchdown. It was Aaron Banks plowed the way. It was great, man. Great to see it. Aaron Banks was just money out there. He held his own today. He was really playing good, man. And you know, the Carolina Panthers have some good linemen out there. You know, they have a really good D-line. Brian Burns and company, and Aaron Banks was out there just balling, man. He was balling. He was good today. I liked what I saw at Aaron Banks, man. And this guy's been good the whole season. He's probably, like I said, over the last couple of weeks, he's probably been our best lineman all year. T.Y. says he might have to put Fred Warner at corner. Oh, man. Y'all hating on Sam Womack. You guys forgot about Sam Womack? The Niners are going to be fine at corner. It sucks for Emmanuel Moseley because he was having a career year, a contract year. I feel bad for Moseley because he was about to get paid money, big money. I mean, he still might, but after this injury, I mean, you got to look at his career. There's a lot of injuries in his career. So it's unfortunate, right? It is unfortunate. So you got to look at this, though. They have Sam Womack, Jason Verrett. When he's 100% healthy, he's a Pro Bowl corner. So I'm not too worried. They got Ambry Thomas. Drake Jackson is a star. Oh, he looks good, man. Drake Jackson, man. You know, you're right. Once Bosa went out, Drake was feasting. So that just tells me right there that Drake is going to be a monster. When he finally gets like more snaps and he gets in the game and he's, you know, given the green light to be a big part of this defense, Drake Jackson's going to feast. He got that sack on Mayfield. Man, we made Baker Mayfield look silly. It looks so silly. Yeah, we got a lot of depth, Wes. We really do. I'm not too bad. I'm not worried about it. It just sucks because we have such good players, and I want them to be healthy because I want the best of the best. I want our top 53. Now I know our other players on our depth chart, like our backups, they're good enough to start on other teams, but I want the best of the best out there. You know, that's it. King Geo says, bring back Tart. Why do we need Tart back? Talanoa Hufanga is better than him. Tashawn Gibson has been. You know what? No, man, because all week, all I kept hearing when Jimmy Ward was supposed to come back, right? Oh, I don't know. Shouldn't we keep Gibson? Shouldn't we keep Gibson? Because he's put. So now they're going to keep Gibson in the game, and they're not going to miss him. Like, they've had Gibson and Hufanga all season in at safety, and it's been fine. So they don't need Jaquiski Tart. He wants too much money. We got the best safety in the league, Talanoa Hufanga, and we got Tashawn Gibson, who is a steal of a signing this offseason. Like, wow, I can't believe we got him. And we don't have Jimmy Ward, and we haven't had him all season. So, really, we don't miss a beat. Tashawn Gibson, I heard people yelling at me all week, oh, well, we got Gibson. We better not bench him. Well, guess what? Now you don't have to bench him. So, We don't need more depth. We got Sam Womack. We got Jason Verrett. We're fine. We don't need another defensive back. Depth is great. They might sign somebody this week. Who knows? But actually, corner depth is great. I'm just upset for Moseley because that's a shitty injury for him. Really sucks. And the thing about Jaquiski Tartt, he wants more than the vet minimum. Like, they're not going to give him a vet minimum, or they're not going to give him more than the vet minimum. It sucks. It does suck, that he wants more money, and we could probably get him back on the team because he'd play for us. But at this point, Jaquiski Tartt hasn't played all season. He was in training camp. He's going to be a little slow. We can't ruin the chemistry we have. I like what we have. I do think they should make a move for a cornerback tomorrow for depth, but I don't think it needs to be Jaquiski Tartt. I really don't. They're fine at safety. I think they're good. And they got versatile guys in cornerback. So it sucks, though. Broken hand? It sucks, dude. Dante Johnson. Talented player, but there's other... they do have Dante Johnson, actually. I totally forgot. Dante Johnson. 9 lives. Dante Johnson. How can we forget? We got 9 lives. Dante Johnson. They'll probably bring up Dante. You know what? Actually, good call. We just figured it out. They're probably going to bring up Dante Johnson. He's the guy. He's old, tried and true. They'll bring up Dante Johnson, and he'll be promoted to the active roster sooner than we know it. He's a guy that they can count on. He's reliable. He knows the system. D'Amico loves him. They'll bring him in. They'll bring in Dante Johnson. We need to sign a kicker. Yeah, we will. We'll get one this week. Channel 49 says the illusion of depth has disappeared again. God, it sucks, man. It's tough. We have the depth, and then we use it. And that's the thing. Like, we have the depth, and it's nice to sit there and say, man, we have all this depth. And then we have to use it. And then we're like, okay, we don't have the depth as much as we do. Like, it's good that we have these guys. They can step in. But now if these backups get hurt, then we're screwed. And I hope our backups don't get hurt. So, Josh Norman? Come on. We don't need Josh Norman. Y'all are just silly sometimes. How big was Jennings? How big was Juwan Jennings today, man? He was the best pass catcher out there. He was our best receiver. Honestly, third down money. He was an unsung hero. I think Juwan Jennings, he showcased that physicality after the catch. He showcased the yak ability. I was happy, so happy with what Juwan Jennings brought to the table today. Physical, hitting them hard, big-time catches, third down, moving the chains, because J.C. Horn was kind of holding his own against Deebo Samuel tonight. J.C. Horn, great cornerback. He was kind of, he was locking up Deebo at times, man-to-man. And they were trying to find ways to get Deebo the ball, but Juwan Jennings was open. He was stepping up. I feel like Jennings is taking a lot of the role. He's kind of taking that role that Kittle usually does in that offense, right? Kittle usually getting those big, hard-fought yardage situations, those big chain-moving passes. Kittle's still getting eased into this offense. He did have a better game than he's had the last few games, but the fumble, I think, kind of derailed him a little bit, and they were keying in on Kittle. I thought he was going to have a bigger game, but Jennings, man, had a monster game. And again, the run game was just absolutely phenomenal today. But yeah, I liked what I saw out of Jennings. Ayuk had a few big catches here and there, but just never see enough out of Ayuk from Jimmy. Like, you just never in sync. Never in sync. But he threw some nice passes to him, Almost got Danny Gray the ball on a deep route. Yeah, you see that, Terrence? Very close. Very close. It was nice to see Danny Gray out there for once. I mean, eventually he'll get used in this offense. It was nice to see him get, at least an attempt, at least a target. Kittle fumbled, changed, big momentum. Yeah, that Kittle fumble was big. But again, the Niners defense is so good that they kept it together. The defense is going to keep this team riding all year. And as long as Jimmy doesn't make big mistakes and this defense keeps doing what it does, we're going to be fine. But it is tough to lose more injuries. Like, we lose more players. Like Emmanuel Moseley, you can't downplay this injury. It was a tough injury. Azeez Al-Shahir a couple weeks ago. Arik Armstead, right? Like, there are some big injuries. Nick Bosa injury is tough, man. I hope he's only going to be gone for 2 weeks. Again, it is groin tightness, so I'd expect a week or 2, maybe 3. But let's hope it's just minor. But, yeah, these injuries are piling up. Slasher says Jimmy taking deep shots. He's been taking some deep shots. I want to talk about that pass to Coleman, man. That pass to Coleman was so good, bro. Like, it was so good. God, man. And he got laid out. Like, Jimmy got laid out, and he just throws it up. I got to give Jimmy respect, man. He took some big hits, and he kept dialing it up, and he kept dialing the dimes up. Yeah, Terrence. Kyle did open the play. Kyle looked good today. He was calling a good game. I mean, it was just a phenomenal game, top to bottom. I think the Niners played good. They continue to improve on a weekly basis. Like, it's not great, but it is an improvement. Week to week, they're improving. They're limiting penalties. They're not making as many bad plays. Like, there was a few plays tonight that I was just like, keeping them in. You're keeping them in. Like, because like early in that first half, the Niners were kind of keeping them in. They were keeping them in, and I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. But the big momentum changer, Emmanuel Moseley with the big pick six, like that changed momentum. And then the offense started getting rolling. The offense was cooking towards the second half. That was better because usually in the second half, the Niners can't really get the ball and can't score. But they were moving better. They were moving a little bit better. You know, it's just one of those things. Like, Jimmy always has one amazing drive, and then they sputter. I feel like they played a little bit better in the second half this time than normally. But they still need to improve. Second half offense needs to continue to be better and better and better. So, but at the end of the day, they got a dub. They got to focus, and hopefully these injuries aren't too bad. I know Jimmy Ward, broken hand's going to be a couple weeks. Manny Moseley, the ACL is probably done for a year. And hopefully we get Bosa back, and hopefully Gold doesn't have to miss too much time. That's a big one that nobody's talking about enough. I think Robbie Gold's injury can be pretty significant. So if we don't get a good kicker, that's going to really throw us off. Field goals, and we don't want to have Mitch Wishnowski kicking PATs. We saw what happened. So definitely an injury to keep an eye on. Robbie Gold, he has a knee contusion. But I do suspect that they're going to try to get some kicker help this week. 187 says timing is getting better. Yeah, it does. It does look better. It does look good. I mean, again, everything's kind of hitting its stride, and they just got to keep playing good. The injuries are going to happen, but they have to continue to keep playing through adversity, rise up, keep the heads up. So, my man Mason says Robbie goes 30 now. We're going to have to draft a kicker in the future. Yeah, they're going to have to draft a kicker for sure eventually. They got to get a kicker eventually. But I think, Gold has 1 or 2 good years left in him. But he is getting older. He ain't getting any younger. It was a good team win, says Daco. It was a great team. And that's a good way to describe it. It was a team win. Team win. Team win. Jesse says Jimmy was still letting the ball go while taking hits. That's improvement. I see he's trying to let his receivers make plays. Yeah, and that's what Jimmy needs to do. Just get the ball into his receivers' hands. And those receivers, they're physical. They're Yak brothers. They're going to make big plays after the catch. As long as Jimmy gets them the ball, they can create. They're going to create their own opportunities. And Jimmy did a good job of facilitating the ball to people, and that's what we want to see. We want to see Jimmy Garoppolo facilitate the ball to the playmakers. That's it. Yeah, Robbie did take a hit tonight. He got lit up, man. I feel bad for Robbie. He got a big time. That was a big hit for a kicker. I mean, for anybody, but for a kicker, taking those hits. Oh, it's tough. Tough, man. Everyone's sleeping on Ayuk, Jimmy included. I feel that's a funny comment. Jimmy is sleeping on him. He just sees him. Oh, hi, Ayuk. And he doesn't get him the ball. But again, what I said before is he's not always the first read, so Jimmy's not trying to get him the ball, And I feel like Jimmy feels more comfortable throwing the ball to Jennings. Like, I think that he's so comfortable throwing the ball to Jennings, And that's his guy, And Debo, him and Debo have a great connection. Debo was kind of, he dropped one. He was started slow. And again, J.C. Horn had good coverage in him. But Jennings, again, was the guy that kind of stepped up today and really helped this receiving corps. Wes says, I wish Jimmy's touchdown would have held up. Oh, man, yeah, he had that running touchdown. Would have been nice. Yeah, Niners for life. He did get a touchdown. He got a call back. Can anybody give the number to Adam Vinatieri? I don't know what Adam's doing these days. You think he still got it in him? I don't know if he still got it in him. That yak by Jennings was unbelievable. Yeah, he's the fourth yak brother, baby. Make him the yak, bro. How's Ray Ray? Haven't heard anything on him. They tried to trip him up. You see what they tried to do? Dirty play, man. It's a dirty play. Try to trip up my boy Ray Ray. 187 says Niner fans took the stadium over. Oh, yeah, man. It's nice. Yo, shout out to the Niner fans. You guys take over stadiums. I mean, we all take stadiums. Like, I've been to Levi's many times. I've been to a few road games, but it's so cool to see the Niners just invading these states. We had more fans than the Carolina Panthers there, bro. It was a home game, and the Niners wore red. Like, it's crazy. Crazy. Dot says, do I see the team making any trade deadline moves? I think it's possible. They got so many injuries. They might, but it really depends on who's coming back. So it really depends on who's coming back by the trade deadline. You know, who's still hurt. There's a lot of factors that go into it. But if they made a move, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that's the thing. I'll keep it at that. I wouldn't be surprised. But it just really depends on who's still hurt and all that kind of stuff. Did I see the Cowboy fans taking over SoFi? Yeah, dude. Yo, the Rams. How bad are the Rams? The Rams are getting taken over by the Cowboy fan. Bro, the Rams and that fan last week had the audacity to say SoFi North Rams fans are. Shout out to the NFC West. Everybody took an L except us. Seahawks 2-3. Rams 2-3. And the Cardinals 2-3. Bro, Niners 3-2 on top of the division. And we have 2 wins in the division. Nobody else has 2 wins. I think the next most is 1. Niners have a stranglehold right now. It's early, but we have a really good hold on the NFC West, man. It's great. It's great. Man says there's more Cowboy fans in LA than Rams fans. It's always been like, that's funny that you have more Dallas fans than. That's funny, dude. Oh, Wes says, how did the Rams go that bad so fast? I told you, Super Bowl hangover. Nobody want to listen to me. Super Bowl hangover. They booed Kim Kardashian. That's funny. Oh, man. Sacktown says that one reception Mooney gave up was a push-off. Yeah, that was. It was cheap. They gave it to him. They got to get a little home cooking. But Mooney, other than that one stupid pass that we knew shouldn't have even been let up, the guy was, God, I can't tell you, man. Mooney Ward, the clamps, baby. Number 7. Making that number 7 jersey, baby, look good. Locke says, I called it. What did I call? I called a lot this game, actually. 30 points. I said 30 points. They scored 37. Yo, shout out to the offense, man. I did say George Kittle breakout game. He didn't really break out today. I did say Manny Moseley, though. Or not Moseley. I said Charvarius Ward was going to be Clamp City. And he was Clamp City. My man Ryan says, let's talk about that boy, Charles Omenihu. He balled out. Woo! Charles Omenihu, baby. Charles Omenihu. Man, this D-line is just insane. It's just insane. D-line. Everybody eats every week. The Niners lead the NFL with 21 sacks. 21 sacks. The Niners lead the NFL with 21 sacks. Yo, Charles Omenihu, baller. Every week, somebody steps up, bro. Like, last year, Samson Ebicam. Last week, right? And then this week, Charles Omenihu and Dre Jackson. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, baby. Omenihu, Drake Jackson taking down Baker to the ground. Yeah, it was fun. It was good to see. Very good to see. Drake Jackson's a beast. He's going to be a beast, man. He's going to be a beast. Locke says, what can I do for a tight IT band? I got to give you some stretches. I'll DM you some stretches. I'll hit you up. A lot of stretches. My man got a tight IT band. You got to stretch that up. I'll send you some stretches. Keeping teams under 20. Heck yeah, man. What's going on with Kinlaw stomach? He's got a knee issue. His knee got irritated. I guess it starts swelling up. Remember, he had that ACL reconstructive surgery this offseason, and it's kind of flaring up on him. So it's unfortunate for him. Yeah, you know, a lot of expectations on him. Unfortunate. He can't stay healthy. Knee injuries are tough, man. Ryan says, best defense in the NFL is not even close. Not even close. Jesse says, are you a physical therapist? Yes, sir. Got my doctorate in 2012. Cameron says, yeah, we took over the stadium and we was chanting, let's go Niners. We calling that Levi East. Let's go, man. Yo, y'all took over the stadium and was chanting the Niners. That's what I love to see. Oh man, I saw that, man. I saw people was just so hyped. So much red in the crowd, bro. My man Locke says, don't lose faith in Kinlaw. He's got talent. He just got to stay on the field, man. He does have the talent. I just, pray for the guy. He's a big boy. Knee issues are not fun for big guys like that, He did lose a lot of. It's like he's been working, trying to get better. He lost the weight. He slimmed down. He trimmed up, got the muscle. So, it sucks. Steve-O says you can hear the crowd yell, Juice. Yeah, I saw it on TV. It was like I was like, damn, is the crowd really cheering Juice in Carolina? Because that had to be a loud chant for it to come through the TV. And I'm like, bro, they're saying Juice. So there was a lot of Niners. There was a lot of Niner fans out there, man. That's dope. That's so cool, man, to see so many Niner fans, man. Ryan says Kinlaw so far has been a bust. I'll admit it. But when he's on the field, he's great. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He's good when he's on the field. But the problem is you got to stay on the field, man. And it's best ability is availability, right? And I think he's a good player. But you're right. Unfortunate for him. He just hasn't been able to stay on the field. So has he been able to produce? No. And he was the number 13 pick in the NFL draft. 14 pick in the NFL draft. And that's tough, man. Got high expectations. But we'll see. Hopefully he gets healthy and he can live up to his potential because he is a good player. Just got to stay healthy. That Juice stiff arm. And Juice gives you a stiff arm, it's disgusting. Because you remember in the Pittsburgh game a couple years back, 2019, Juice had that nasty stiff arm on Minka, and then he had that stiff arm tonight, man. Juice is so good. I love when they get Juice involved because he's just makes every time Juice gets the ball, it's a highlight play. It's like a top highlight play. It's not just a rinky-dink play. It's like a big-time play. I'm like, God, this guy's a weapon. Jake says, love Brandon Ayuk. Imagine we took Jefferson instead. Yeah, I think about that a lot. Jefferson's a beast, man. Andy says, Juice is the secret weapon. He truly is, man. Oh, man, that was a good game. Top to bottom, team win. You had good effort from the defense, good effort from the offense. Just a good dominating win from both sides of the game. And this is a good win to build off of. It's not going to get any easier. Next week's going to be a tough game. I know it's Atlanta. We can't hold our hats on them. We can't sit there and take them easy, especially after losses of the players we lost today. Injuries are going to be tough. We got to deal with it. We got to get next man up. We'll get updates tomorrow from Kyle Shanahan, injury updates, so we'll have them for you. We'll get anything that that comes out. But now we get to rest, we get to relax, we get to enjoy another dub. We get Victory Monday tomorrow, and it's going to be a good day, man. So Victory Monday, enjoy tomorrow, enjoy the rest of the night. I'm going to maybe stay on for a few more minutes and call it a night. And you get some rest, man. I'm really not feeling too hot. But I remember in the Super Bowl when Juice scored that TD, Kyle got to give him the ball. Yeah, Kyle got to give him. When Juice gets the ball, good things happen. Good things happen when Kyle Juszczyk gets the ball. 100%. 100%. Does Atlanta own Kyle? They play him tough. Atlanta plays the Niners tough all the time, man. Niners for life says, good thing the 49ers are staying east instead of flying back. Yeah, it's good. It's smart that they do that. They stay at the Green Brier. That's the hotel they stay at in West Virginia. It's nice. It's a nice little East Coast trip. They're familiar with the area. They don't have to go back and forth, and it's good for them. So yeah, it's nice that the Niners can stay out on the East Coast and they have a place that they're familiar with. I like that instead of coming all the way back and all the way back, and that would really kick their butt, So hopefully just the cold. It's not a cold. I don't know. It's really more than a cold. I don't actually have a cold. I don't know. I'm just feeling like I'm just kind of feeling my daughter told me she thinks I have my period. I was like, shut up. Free jumbo jack? I think so. We get free jumbo jacks? Maybe. My man Steve-O says Niners about to come back with 2 wins and defend home field. Yeah, I think they can win in Atlanta. I think they're definitely going to win this game next week. But it's too easy. It's too easy to say that right now. We got to see how the injuries go. We got to plan for Atlanta pretty good, Injuries, we got to see what happens. So no, she legit told me that. She told me that. I was like, come on, dog. My daughter's funny, but shout out to my daughter. She would take good care of me today. She did the dishes today. She studied all day. She has a test tomorrow. She took good care for me. Oh, man. Sean McVay is worse than Kyle. Sean McVay is terrible. He's terrible. Well, we own. Hey, he won a Super Bowl last year, but I think in the regular season, we know Kyle owns him, right? Sad Niner fans says, is Bosa's injury serious? It doesn't sound like it's too serious. Groin injury. You know, Kyle said it's groin tightness. They're going to test it out this week, see how it goes. And my guess, if it's a groin strain, just similar to Kittle, right, he might miss a few weeks. And you can't afford to throw Bosa out there, and he's not 100%. You got to be safe with him. So I feel that maybe Bosa is going to miss this week. Again, this is a game where I feel like the Niners can afford to lose Bosa. We saw what Drake Jackson did this week when Bosa was out, so that's my prediction. But it's still early. We don't even know, what Kyle's going to say. We don't know yet. That's tomorrow and the rest of the week. Practice. We'll see what all the updates come through. So, don't get cranky. I won't get cranky on you. I'm feeling all right. It's my stomach feels like shit. Yeah, we need Bosa back for Kansas City, sad. So that's why I said I feel like they can keep him out this week and really make sure he gets healthy enough so he can come back for Kansas City. So, but in any case, I'm going to peace out for tonight. I'll try to hop on the IG when I feel a little bit better. But you guys, appreciate you. Hit the like button. Good win, man. That was a great win. It was a really good night. Sorry if I was a little tonight, just not feeling too hot, but appreciate the support. Let's go, baby. Niners get the dub. Victory Monday tomorrow, or if you wake up and you're watching this, it's Victory Monday. Right now, it's Victory Sunday. Let's see. Oh wait, hold on. I got a text from Smitty. Hold up, Smitty. Let me see. He wants to hop on. Hold up. Let me see. Do you guys want to hear Smitty? Hold up. Let's get Smitty in the live. Hold on. I'm gonna put it. Here we go. We'll be right back.
What's up?
What's up, dude? How we feeling?
I'm good, bro. Congrats on the win, the big win.
Yeah, big win. First place in the NFC West, ahead of your Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks. I'll tell you why our Arizona Cardinals lost today. Did you see what Baker or Kyler Murray was wearing to the game?
Yeah.
That lime green.
Yeah, it looked like maybe he was playing in like Squid Games or something before he showed up, and so he hadn't had a chance to change before the game started. But how you like my shirt, my Brees Pieces shirt, Brees Hall going nuts, baby.
Yeah,
this merch is available.
He looked good today. He looked good. Yo, shout out to Salah, Robert Salah. He won the Shanahan ball. He beat Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins, but the Dolphins got a problem. Their backup, Teddy Two Gloves, he got a concussion himself. Bro, you know what's crazy? During that game, I was like, man, if they didn't change his concussion protocol, how crazy would it be if the Dolphins would have trotted him back out after that?
How quickly things have changed, man. I think if like the bus driver hits a speed bump too hard, the whole team on the bus is in concussion protocol. Nobody's playing. Like they're going to go overboard. And in a way, they need to go overboard in some context. But now if you get hit at all, they're going to take you out. There's going to be a lot of overdoing it, but at least it'll protect players. But yeah, I mean, Miami's not going to be the same at all. Like there's just not even if Bridgewater comes back, they won't be.
No, because they practice all offseason with Tua and everything. They built all the timing. They built that offense around him. That's tough, man.
Yeah, they're done.
But hey, real quick, how about them Niners? How about Jimmy Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan this week? They figured it out, man.
I mean, you played. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. You played the Panthers, but yes, it was a great game overall. There's nothing to take away from that Niners. You guys' defense is just. You're banged up though. I mean, who knows what it looks like from week to week though, right? You're like, how if you had to say 100% battery life on the defense walking into this week, what percentage are you at walking into next week? 80? 70.
I still think 80 though, because we have great depth, and I think it sucks that we lost Emmanuel Moseley. I'm pissed because that guy was having a phenomenal year. But they have a guy, Samuel Mack, good rookie youngster who showed good flashes. They have Jason Verrett, and if Jason Verrett is healthy, it's like we just got a cheat code. We just basically said, okay, we got rid of one Pro Bowl guy. We just replaced him with the Pro Bowl guy. But Jason Verrett has to be healthy, and that's the coup de grace. Because Jason Verrett and staying healthy doesn't really go hand in hand. You know what I mean? So 80%. Nick Bosa is big. He better not be missing a lot of weeks. I think it's going to be a minor thing. I think it's just a few weeks. But if Nick Bosa has to miss a lot of games, yeah, it's a little scary.
That's a big deal. I mean, your defense being in the 90 to 100% battery range, if we're using that, is probably the key to you guys being a dangerous playoff team. You're a playoff team for sure. Like, but if even at 85% defensively or whatever, but like to be dangerous, to take out anybody without that imbalance when you go into a game and it's like defense way above everybody else, and then offense, we're gonna hope you don't notice the offense is a little held back by Jimmy, but functional.
Yeah,
and you don't, because you can't what are you gonna do? Like, you score enough points on the offensive side of the football, your defense is just gonna smash you, home.
Yeah, they're gonna hit them in the house.
If you guys are at 80 or 85, you start not being that defense, that's where I think it could fall apart. So it's got to be help, man. Shanahan's got to do I don't know what it is. You guys are so injury prone. Like, there's got to be something, Raj.
Well, the Emmanuel Moseley play was just, I rewatched that.
I didn't see it, so yeah.
It was bad. I mean, that's just that injury that, bang, bang play. He makes the play, knee bent up, like, it's the turf, man. And Kittle talked about it tonight. He said, he made a good point. He says, you know what? Every week we go to all these different stadiums, and every stadium has a different turf or a different field conditioning. NFL needs to be more uniform. And
yeah, that could be a big.
Your body, you're adjusting every week to a different field. Make it uniform, because the body has to adjust to a different stadium every single week, man. And turf, they need to ban that shit, dude. Ban turf. Sorry, excuse my language, but ban it, man.
And bro, I kind of feel like when you go out onto the field and you practice in something that looks like this, if you're out there on the field, bro, and you're practicing like this, don't hit me. Why do you think everybody's suffering from concussions right now, bro? If I went out and did my podcast like this, and I didn't go near anything, I didn't hit my head on any microphones, I kept myself safe and sound, you don't think I'd be more vulnerable if I walk out into the real world after I take this thing off? Like, honestly, bro, what are we doing, Raj? What are we doing? We have more concussions right now than ever. And someone thought this was the bright idea. Let's protect everybody, put them in a cocoon, and not let anybody touch them. Everybody's gonna wear diapers on the field, Raj, during the off season. And then when we get to the game, we're gonna put our big boy pants on and take off the muffin top cones or whatever. It
looked like a diaper, dude. That's funny, dude. That is so funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Right. You're right, though. Like, the league, I really don't think they care about player safety. Like, they try to make it seem like they do. They don't care, man. Like, it's just a money grab for them. And I feel bad for the players. And I know the Niners get a lot of injuries. Like, tonight, these injuries were just ones that, okay, the Nick Bosa, groin tightness, that's just something that, maybe he didn't stretch enough. I don't know. But I think maybe also they were like, let's be a little bit safe. Let's not rush him back. Let's be precautionary. Robbie Gould got jammed by he got knocked out. And that's your kicker. You can't let your kicker take hits. And then Emmanuel Moseley, just a shitty injury. It was a freak injury on a bang-bang play on a PBU, deep pass. He shouldn't have been in the game. It was fourth quarter, towards the end of the game. Game was in hand. They shouldn't have had him in. And then Jimmy Ward broke his hand. I don't know how the hell he broke his hand. That, to me, is just, that's injury prone.
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, hey, positive for today. You guys look like fire. The defense just looks.
They look good, though. They look good.
Anybody wants to face that D, bottom line.
Yeah, they look good. And that's the thing. This defense is going to carry, like you said, they're going to carry them. They're going to limit points. The offense has to score just enough. And so far, they've been doing that these last 2 weeks. Can they keep it up? I think the offense is going to get better every week. It seems like it has. But you're right. Jimmy's due for one of those games where he does make mistakes. But so far, he's played good. I got to give him his credit, man. He played good today.
It's good that you guys are winning, and then you get Atlanta next week, right? So, like, you're setting Jimmy's confidence up a little more each week, so that's really good timing too. Why didn't Trey have this kind of luck? It's like the luck Jimmy has getting like Kittle back, everything flowing right. Like it's Jimmy's a lucky guy. He's a lucky guy.
But you need luck in this league, Part of it is, part of it's luck. Jimmy has a lot more luck than most people, But he does get injured a lot. He plays tough. He gets hurt throughout his career. Shades by Shardall has a good point. He says Niners or Ravens always lead the league in injuries. It's the toughness they play with. These are two of the most physical teams, and that's true. Both of these teams are hard-nosed, physical play style teams. They get hurt a lot, That's the Niners. They play very physical. So,
it's funny though, because when Shanahan's ever questioned about it, he acts like there's nothing at all going on. Like he's like, yeah, it's
It's just
it's that's the way it is. He doesn't even.
You're right. You're right, because I've noticed that too, especially this year. It's like, oh yeah, he'll be like Armstead last 2 weeks when the injury first happened, 2-3 weeks ago when the injury first happened, because it was like Armstead didn't show up to practice one day, and I was like, I remember that. I was like, okay, Armstead didn't show up to practice, and then Kyle Shanahan, he like grazed it. He's like, Armstead didn't show up, foot injury, he'll be fine. They asked him, they're like, he's like, yeah, he'll be fine. He didn't practice the next day. He didn't practice Friday. And then he was questionable to play on Sunday. He didn't play. Then the next week, Armstead didn't practice. All right, he'll be fine. Don't worry. We expect him to play this week. And they weren't sure. He didn't practice. Then he's questionable. They tested it. And then he played. And I think they shouldn't have played him at that point. So it's like, and then he got hurt again. He hurt the other foot. And now it's like, we don't even know. Now he's like, maybe he might go to IR. It's like a couple weeks ago, you said, oh, he's fine. It's nothing that big. He does down. You're right.
I think he gets testy too. Like he's not very good at when he's annoyed, like hiding it, because he goes up there and he's like, like especially when they asked him about Trey, they're like, hey, there's a rumor that Trey could come back before the season ends. He's like, he's not coming back. He's gone. We lost him.
No, we're done. We ain't
he's
going.
Gone.
He gets so like testy.
Put him in the ground. Like he doesn't like. He just gets. I don't know. Good win, bro. Good win. I like how everybody, right when I come in, everyone just attacks my Cardinals right away, immediely.
Oh, man. I had to, but shout out to Cardinals. They played tough. The Eagles are a tough team. And I think Kyler trying to look like the Mask before the game. He wore the green suit, looking like Jim Carrey from the Mask. And then he shouldn't have wore green. I feel like that was I think he was trolling.
Bro.
The Eagles. Like, what are you doing?
You look like an elf, bro. What are you doing? You show up in green when you're 5'6", and he comes in and he, I don't know what he's doing.
He did. He looked like a little leprechaun elf or something.
Like, why are you gonna wear that? That was
weird.
That's like the worst choice.
That was bad. But hey, it's gonna be. You said it. You said they have a tough schedule.
I think that's what it comes down to for the Cardinals. It's like we're a good team, but like anybody facing what we're facing is going to get rolled, 8 times out of 10. Like our schedule from like week 8 or week 9 on is where it gets rough. This isn't even rough.
Not even rough. But, they played better than I thought they were going to play. I do got to give credit. I troll you a lot on them, but they played pretty good. I got to give Hollywood Brown a lot of credit. Yeah. I didn't think he was going to be doing as good as he's been pretty good.
I know we disagree on this one, but once Hopkins comes back, washed up Hopkins in your mind, this is a different Cardinal team though. This would be the equivalent of getting like Kittle back in a way, No,
like you're right. I do think that he will definitely help you. He's going to help you. Now, how effective will he be? I don't know, but I do think that's going to change you guys up, and it's going to help. I think you guys are better than I give you credit for, but definitely nice to see the Niners on top of the NFC West. We're 3-2. We're number 1 right now.
What do you?
What's up, Rohan?
Let's say you think that Hopkins is not totally washed, because I think you're a little biased on that because you've said it before, so you keep.
I gotta with it. Yeah, I got.
You gotta keep doubling down. Let's say he's not the same player he was, but he's still like, borderline top 10 wide receiver. Okay. How good is this wide receiver room then? You know, you think about like Hollywood, you got Hopkins. Like we're a very different team. You know, and Kyler's got a lot more support. So maybe it'll be. He's got to stay healthy.
No, Smitty, he may not be the Hopkins he was like 2 years ago, prime Hopkins, but he's still going to affect your guys' team.
And he may be.
He's gonna, and
he still may be that Hopkins. Like,
we'll see.
Physically, I don't think we've seen him drop off. We've just seen him not stay healthy, which is a kind of a part of that. Like, if he can't ever stay healthy ever again, then he's washed. Like, you could go that route. You could end up being right at the end of the day, Raj, if like he doesn't ever stay healthy. And, you know, he keeps getting hurt. And the PED thing worries me. Like, what's his body needing to stay healthy now? Is he dependent on these weird things that are going to make him break down or something? But I think that we have not seen him physically drop off. Like, when he's on the field, he's double teamed his whole life.
Yeah,
like,
no.
He's constant. Like, with Hollywood Brown on the field, we may see an undouble teamed Hopkins for the first time in a long time. And maybe that ends up being, you know,
and I agree. I'm going to say this because I always say crap to you, but I want to give you some flowers here. Look, I'm telling you, Hollywood Brown is doing better than I thought he was. Shout out to him. My boy Rohan said he's been doing good for him on his fantasy team. Me too. Yeah. Hollywood's been nice. And now that he's actually been a solid option, when Hopkins comes back, you're right. It's only going to make this offense better in a lot of ways. But, hey, you guys have a tough schedule, so the Niners. I can't wait to play you guys because I can't wait to see my boy Mooney Ward versus D-Hop. Mooney Ward, yo, you know, I know we lost Emmanuel Moseley and it sucks, and I'm really upset about it. But, Joe, that just opens up Charvarius Ward to become an even better player. Like, this guy, so good in coverage, so sticky every time. PBU. And he said today in his interview, he goes, you know, I just hope they keep throwing to me because eventually I'm going to turn those into interceptions. Like, God, he is money well spent. Like, I am so happy that we went out and spent all the money we could to get this man locked down corner.
I got to jump in 20 seconds. Got to go to a live premiere on my channel.
No doubt.
But real quickly, how many touchdowns does Juwan Jennings have?
He had no touchdowns, but he was the X factor today.
Through 5 weeks, he has 0, right? Okay. I'm just wondering if we're my jersey. Okay.
You don't understand how bad I was screaming for him to get a touchdown. I was like, Jennings, touchdown, Jennings. I needed at least one.
I may buy a Kyler jersey with this money I win from you. Maybe I'll get the Kyler size and it'll be like a crop top on me.
God, oh God, I can't.
Maybe I'll wear the crop top Kyler jersey with my helmet, with my cone helmet.
I'm gonna be getting you a Kyler jersey. He's got a couple more weeks to put it in the end zone, but
all right,
I'm not sitting easy with it. He got a chance, man, but he was
I'll let you pay me 85% of what you owe me now.
No, we're gonna keep rolling, baby. We keep rolling. We got a chance.
It's gonna go up each week.
I know.
I offered you 75% last week. I'm offering you 85% of the jersey right now. Okay. I'll ask you next week. Maybe it'll be 90.
I'm not paying you 90% next week.
All right,
man.
Later, Rush.
Later, everybody. Appreciate you, Smitty. Have a good night, man. My boy Smitty chopping in. Yeah, good. I'm glad he joined us tonight. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Hit that like button. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Victory Monday. Appreciate you. Faithful. We got a dub. Big dub. It came at a cost, but hey, we got depth. Just got to keep the faith, keep fighting. This team is no stranger to the adversity. We always battle it, and we always come up on top. So let's keep fighting. Let's keep the faith. Next man up. Prayers up to Emmanuel Moseley, Nick Bosa, Jimmy Ward, and Robbie Gould, especially Emmanuel Moseley, though, because his injury seems like it could be the worst of them all. Hopefully he didn't tear an ACL, but I'm pretty sure it's inevitable. But any case, y'all have a good rest of your night. I love you. Bang, bang. Not again. Have a good night.